Hey, Cactus crew. Thanks so much for tuning in. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Bill. Welcome to my channel and to a CB Live. In this stream, I will be continuing on. It's a part 4. So if you haven't seen part 2 and 3, it's combined in my live I did last week. And then part 1, it's all linked below. I'll put it in the pinned comment after the live. But yeah, replay crew, make sure you check out the description, because that's also where you'll find the timestamps. I'm out of breath because I just ran from the other side of the house to make sure to be here on time, because it's important, because we have a lot going on. Like part 3, there was a lot of information that we found out in part 3. So I really do recommend checking it out. But just in a nutshell, the CSAM videos that were supposedly made using the image of Katie's son, no one has seen them. Toad hasn't seen them. Katie hasn't seen them. The police haven't seen them. I don't think they exist. I think it's all bullshit. I think that is the level of escalation that Katie will go to try and prove her point. Like, I feel like she's trying to teach the people that are exposing her a lesson. Like, don't mess with me, because if you do, I'll make sure the police believe that all this shit came from you. When we know, well, I know, I'm pretty sure you guys know, that it came from Katie, because it's the same thing over and over, the same threats. When the hell is law enforcement going to wake up and stop taking Katie's word for it, is what I want to know, because they are really doing cops don't even go inside to check out. They don't even go inside to check Katie's son. Anyway, there's a lot more coming up. This is part 4. It'll probably be 4 and 5. Why have I put it in parts? Because I can't take the whole thing at once. And now that I've gone down the part lane, different parts, I'm like, did I make the right decision? It doesn't matter anymore, because we are making our way through. That's what's important. CB Shorts will be back on my channel. So I upload about 10 a week. So make sure you check them out, because it's horrifying how many there are now. It's just a horror story. But yeah, also I must say, like, the body cam audio and the police reports are all, like, thanks to Nini. She got these for us. So yeah, credit to Nini. I haven't been able to link the original video because I can't find it, and I'm going to have to talk to Nini, reach out. I know she moved all her stuff. So that's why that's yeah. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. What's the other one? X at It's Crystal Bill. And yeah, let's just get into it. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. That's what these investigators do. Hey guys, hey crew, how you going in chat? Oh, Lulu, Marcy, how you going? I saw how you liked my videos on TikTok. Yes, on TikTok, guys. Follow me at It's Crystal Bill. But even if you don't, you might want to head over there, because I'm putting the videos, like, I'm doing the live reaction, and then I'm using my reaction and editing it into like a 10-minute video that I'm putting on TikTok. I've also got it, like, I can put it on YouTube. I just didn't know if, like, a double banger, live reaction and then edited together, the same thing. But it's worth having, for so we can just go back. I don't know. I feel like I might have done more work than I needed to. Like, do we really need that? I don't know. Oh, hey, Sarah. SD. God, I feel like it's been a while. I also lost my voice again on the weekend, so it's not my usual voice. Oh, Oh, okay. Lulu just let me know that Nene took her videos off. Oh, so we're lucky to have this, I guess. But thank you, Nene. Anyway, the universe will come around and bless you. I know she's taken herself out of the KJ equation, and God, you know, I wish I could. I wish I could, but we are here. We've been here. I've been here since, well, covering her on YouTube since 2020, and then unfortunately came across her like everyone else with the Amber audio tapes, which I've been going through making shorts of Matt Bayer on Sherelle's World, and a few things like I just, you know, ringing bells in my mind. Like he keeps saying the narrative that Katie painted is not what's actually happening in the audio. But yeah, that's one thing I've never gone back and listened to again because I could probably say it word for word. I'm sure there's others out there. I mean, that was so shocking, and Katie should never have monetized that. But that's what she does, and that's who she is. And really, who can believe anything she says? These cops do, though. Exactly, SD. Someone would have been arrested for making the CSAM. Didn't she try to blame it on Nat? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, remember it was that IG Live. I should, like, go and find it. I've got a note to go and find it. Where she's in her drinking chair. What live is it? But she's, you know, telling everyone, and they made this video with my son's face. Oh no, that was the one about Toad. Abusing B. And Toad's like, what? Like she doesn't even tell her husband. But yeah, no one has seen these videos. So, and Katie does bring them up again in this. Unfortunately, I've had to listen to it prior because yeah, I put my own captions on it. Let's just bring in Katie. Have I got a different picture? Hell yes. We have changed picture, and that's where I got lost in my last one. I'll try to keep on track. I'm trying to get Katie from 2021, and this is Katie from 2021 because in November 2021, she does a lingerie live. She wears this lingerie top, thinking it's a top, talking about all the threats and her stalker and all this, talking about her son, the CSAM video, all this, when she's wearing this lingerie top, trying to mimic Tati, you know, and I'll link my short down below, but I'll show you the picture of Tati wearing a normal, you know, nice, normal, actual top, Katie wearing lingerie and no bra, which was so hard to hear her pass the pancakes, you know, there was just so much flipping and flopping that day. And it wasn't, you know, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of where I've dug myself? Do I press play? Why am I, you know, I'm treading water. Just, you know, I want us all to be on the same page because there's a little delay between StreamYard and YouTube. About 10 seconds, but you know, I like to beat around the bush a little bit longer just to make sure we are all moving forward. Yes, her stalkers. She wished she had stalkers. She wished she had like fans or people that were obsessed with her and would go to that extreme. But no, it's all Katie. This is her life. This is where she gets her kicks. Okay, well, I'm going to press play. Am I? Oh, God. Doubting my choices in life. Okay. Okay, lucky I turned the volume up on that one. Okay, I'm just going to press play and then we can talk.
They are part of their case is knowing how many CPS reports have been filed.
Sure.
And I don't know how they can get that information because
I can give it to them.
Okay, because they're aware that this is happening. And it's gotten to a point where they're doing really dangerous things, like trying to frame us for crimes we're not committing. And
right.
I mean, they literally manufactured child. It's insane.
Yeah.
The levels. And so the FBI is like, well, right now we're looking at
I'm trying to talk and the mic's off. Story of my life and Katie's. Katie, I know you feel me on this. Totally always having a good old yarn with the mic off. But yeah, I was just trying to get my headphones in that I never use because I rely on captions. But I remembered that the captions shat itself when I was putting this final part together. So it's part 4 and 5. Like, can it get even more? I don't know. I just feel like my part section is out of control. Okay. And then I also added some stuff because, yeah, we're dealing with a narcissist. Katie is the narcissist, not all these people that she points the finger at. Katie. Oh, shit, my ears. I have my headphones in. Okay. So
right now we're looking at
what is going on? What's going on there? Now I can't even click on here. Sorry, guys. 1 second. I'm trying to go back, but now there's no, like, where did the things go?
We're talking federal harassment charges. They're looking at like 30 years in prison right now. And this actually just helps my FBI case because it proves that they're not stopping.
Right. So I
just wish I could stop it so that the resources here weren't wasted. You know what I mean?
They're not going to find her anyway. I mean, we're not going to. So.
Well, the FBI knows where she is. They're actually working on getting search warrants.
So.
Philadelphia. She's in Jersey Shore. But the problem is.
Okay, well, I just found out what happens when you rest your elbow on the space bar. I was like, what's happening? Okay, I want to talk about this. Thank God for timestamps, but crew, you know, you guys are used to this. It takes me a minute at the beginning of my streams to just you really get on the track, you know? So Katie always wants to be the victim. We know. That is her go-to whenever she gets backlash or whenever she's called out because she can't take accountability for her wrongs. So what was going on during this time is she was covering Brian laundry. No, yeah, she basically was. But she was exploiting Gabby Petito. Remember, she was doing those lives where it'd be updates on the Gabby Petito case, and then the chat was only for her members. So people who wanted to discuss it had to become a member, and she like jacked up the price. She was making so much money off this, and and then also I think the Chris Lee case was like starting to come up, and he was talking about her on the podcast. So yeah, straight into needed to like come up with all these like, but I'm a victim. I'm a mum of a special needs child. Exaggerated victimhood is a common feature of narcissistic grandiosity. Narcissistic personality often feel victimized because of their unrealistic expectations, hypersensitivity, and lack of empathy. Narcissists also play the victim to elicit sympathy and avoid responsibility for their abusive behavior. And then, yeah, basically it's on the screen, but this little bit is interesting in their victim blaming because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing, Katie. Look at me. I'm talking in third person. What have you done to me? That's what Katie's doing. She's shifting, like she's getting blame or kickback. So now she's shifting the blame to like, well, these people are like threatening me, blah, blah, even though she was the one that caused all the reports and everything. Yeah, it's on the screen. I can't even be bothered talking. Sorry, guys.
Cyber
stalking, federal harassment charges,
Sure.
They're looking at like 30 years in prison right now. And this actually just helps my FBI case because
Right.
it proves that they're not stopping.
Right. So I will.
I just wish I could stop it so that the resources here weren't wasted. You know what I mean?
They're not going to find her anyway. I mean, we're not going to. So.
Well, the FBI knows where she is. They're actually working on getting her for her.
So.
Philadelphia. She's in Jersey Shore. But the problem is that she has like 100 of her friends that do this shit.
Yeah.
Until she's actually arrested and people get that this is like serious, I think this will just keep happening. So if you could just exercise kindness with us.
Oh yeah. Well, I will try to talk to I'm off tomorrow, but I'll try to get a hold of tomorrow. Are you working tomorrow?
I am.
Maybe I'll have you do it.
Maybe you know, hey.
Yep. He's not with us anymore.
He left?
Yeah, he retired.
Before Katie gets into her catch-up session with the cops, Tamron says, E.T. quote fingers, I am Gabby Petito, when Katie said that in her drunk Minnesota accent, still traumatizing. And it is, I was so angry. I made a video about that because she is Brian Laundrie. Katie is the abuser. I feel like I'm losing my voice. Katie, you taking my voice away? Is this what you're doing? Lucky I don't need a voice. We'll just let you talk.
Shane?
Joel? Oh, yes.
He's working on a case too for me right now.
Okay.
What's going on with that? So you might want to tell him too.
Okay.
He's aware of all this.
I'll forward all the good stuff onto them.
Yeah, they know about it.
I'll give them a call tomorrow and just kind of touch base with them.
And you can tell the FBI that I'm really sorry that I can't help them.
They assumed that, but just wanted to make sure that it was
find him alive so they can find out where Gabby is.
Right.
I hope for Gabby's family we can find her. I'm doing everything I can on my side to just spread awareness for the family.
Right. Okay. Yep. And we certainly we're not a small department, but we're not that big, and there's not many people that work over in this area.
No, we're a quiet community.
But both of us work basically St. Michael, so we sneak into Hanover every once in a while. But we both work here during the day.
Out here.
I know.
We pay our taxes.
Look for a parking village. I wouldn't do that.
No, it's
you know how where people just get people get mostly just like left alone, and the cops. I mean, that's what I always say to every deputy that comes out here, that is that everyone is really nice.
Yeah.
The agency has always treated us with incredible respect.
Well, it's like I said, we get reports all the time, and sometimes they don't have some validity to them, and sometimes they don't.
The thing is, you gotta understand something. Like kind of when we came up, we were like, we don't know what we're walking up to.
Oh, right.
So when we walk up to the house and like,
then our neighbors get like this.
Yeah, we're just somewhere we're stopping by and talking here.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Everybody
but
does
the thing
it.
is, like, we don't know what we're walking up to. So I mean, you never going. I have no idea. I don't know.
You're like, what's going on? And I'm like,
yeah, because we want to be safe. Well, first thing is we want to be safe.
Right.
And the second thing is we don't know. I mean, we're going, what's going on? And you see all these things.
And like I said, I've never been over here before, and I've been out here for much longer than your house has been here. So.
I'm the kind of person that literally, like, I'm self-employed, and I'm like the kind of person that's paying my quarterly taxes ahead of time because I don't want the IRS to even think that I'm not paying my taxes.
Right.
You know, like, we're paying our property taxes always. Like, I don't like.
Go to Florida, you get away from the income tax.
Right.
Oh, and be like Derek Chauvin, right?
Oh, stop. Why Derek Chauvin? Why Derek Chauvin?
Because he's under federal.
Well, I know, but why did you kill him?
They're just, but that's the same thing.
Yeah, but
they're just going
in
after.
Florida, you can avoid income taxes. You don't have to pay income taxes if you live in Florida.
Yeah, I know.
It's legal.
I know, but he didn't live.
Okay, I'm confused. There's so many conversations going on here. Like, at first they're talking about Brian Laundrie, and now are they talking about Chrisley? Because every time she brings up that Chrisley's like suing her, she's like, but he's under federal indictment for tax evasion. And apparently one of the reports was that they reported Katie to the tax department, but I doubt that would have happened. And why would you bring that up? It's just, I can't hear this properly because my headphones are broken. And Normally, I'd be so fucking happy, but the captions are letting me down. And the video, I haven't uploaded it long enough for it to have captions. I'm thinking, should I just make an edited video or no, we should continue. Should we? Here I am wanting to back out of my own fucking live. I'm just not happy with the audio investigators. Like I tried to, you know, it's why did my I don't know what to do because my headphones are broken. Okay, we just got to press play. But I was going to say something about Katie. Is she just about to learn that about why people move to Florida? Well, they have a different system, don't they? Look, let me just shut up and let them describe.
No, but he didn't live there.
I don't know anything about
You've got property there. You don't have to have property in Florida.
So the question, so is that why you're taking it bad? Yeah.
It's not illegal. It's
You
just
just residing there for
doesn't matter.
There's a federal indictment for it.
Yeah, just because they have to.
Okay.
over his name now.
It's a touchy subject for a lot of people.
Well, it's not touchy for us. We don't hate law enforcement because of what he did. He's not a representation of all police officers. But he does. Bad police officers do need to be held accountable when they do bad things.
Sure. When they do.
But with that being said, why is the focus always on police officer? Why isn't it the doctor that does malpractice, or the lawyer,
There they are.
or the teacher, or
They're under a lot of stress
just
right
don't
now.
hear it though. No, I'm happy. You know, not too bad.
No, I'm just saying the police in general are under a lot of stress right now.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
They don't really want to do the job.
Right. I understand that. We're not disrespectful of that. Like,
No.
we're respectful of everyone that has to do their job. And,
I'm not looking at YouTube and blogging. I mean,
Right.
then you can like have a life like me and get reported.
Lulu, I was just thinking the exact same thing. Like, why would you just waste, like, why are you just chit-chatting with the cops? It's a serious allegation. Like, they've been called there for Brian Laundrie supposedly hiding in Katie's basement. And then 4 reports made. 2 of them were the CSAM video, and then the other 2 were videos that actually the police reports, I went over them. They're on TikTok, or no, they're in part 1. I'll link it down below. Katie's mum. Yeah, so the reports were that Katie's mum rang up and said that Katie had rang her and that Toad had a gun and was threatening to kill her and her son. So the level, but yeah, Lulu, I agree. It's just like deflecting. She wants to talk about everything under the sun other than what they're actually there to talk about. Plus, I feel like this is a little bit of like, I don't know, Katie should have run back inside and made a YouTube video that she interviewed the cops. Because she's trying to like get the one up, because like sound smarter. I wonder if she is wearing this lingerie top. It would have been great.
On all this stuff. And I cover a lot of missing persons cases. I've just been reporting for so long that it's what I do, and it's like there's a specific case that like speaks to me. I'll like use I feel like there's twofold. There's ways that you can use your platform to make money, but then there's also ways where you can help people.
Sure.
And in this specific case, I don't care if I make a dime. I'm just trying to help spread as much information as I can because I have a platform, like to use it responsibly.
But the information you have is.
It's just fucking ridiculous, man. That's who you wish you were. You wish you were someone that could use your platform responsibly. But only a year prior to this, in October, November 2020, you were using your platform to go after your rapist who wasn't found to have done anything against you. But in your mind, the cops didn't investigate properly, and it was your right to slander his name, his family's name, his businesses, like family businesses. because you had the power now. You had the platform and everyone was listening now. What a load of balldang. And Katie, the internet is forever, you know, like this, shoving it in your face. And yes, Katie, you did wear that, but you didn't sit in the back of a car. You should have. The audio would have been so much better if you sat in the back of the fucking car. That Minnesota wind blowing is just... Or, Michelle, is it the sound of the smoke being blown up her own? If you know what I mean. Yes, you know what I mean because you wrote it. Gosh, Katie.
With anybody in the public.
Correct. Correct.
You're just doing the research and going out there and
Yeah.
putting it out there so it makes it easier for everybody else.
Yeah, basically. It's like it's kind of like, you know, where you might have to go to 17 different websites or reading all these different court records. I'm giving it all for you in
Is
one.
it all court record?
I do, like, I'll say, like, my opinions on things. Sometimes in this specific situation, I've been very, like...
Non-opinionated.
Yeah, like, because you don't know.
Yeah.
I mean...
There's a lot of guesses.
Yeah, I mean, what his parents are doing and what he is doing is very suspect.
Yep.
And she's probably... and that's sad. I mean, because you have to look at the probability of it. Like, she's been gone for how many days, and she doesn't have her phone, and she's been in contact with no one.
And she's just so cold and detached. Like, there's just no emotion. Even, like, just saying, like, she's probably dead. Like, and then going into the big red why she is. Obviously, that's common sense. But where's your emotion? I'm sure people tune in. I'm sure people tune in for your monotone reaction on serious shit. I'm sure people tune in to your intro that screams tea next to a coffee cup, you know, and then you want to cover missing persons, true crime, sensitive DV topics, but your intro screams tea and you've never tried to change it, Mrs. Advocate. You know, do you care? It's all words, no fucking action. Or sometimes it's the other way right round. Oh, hey, Goose. We're going slow and steady through this. Part 4 and 5. But that's where we are. But yeah, just a reminder, I'm putting them on TikTok as well, like as edited. But if you want it in long form, I can put it on here as well on YouTube. It's just Katie made me move everything when she came at me. It's okay, Katie. I'm making smart decisions now. Yes. Spreading my wings.
One, and they were picked up on August 12th with a domestic violence situation. And it's just, I feel like these van life people that go off and do this kind of stuff, it's like a recipe for, it's like this whole niche online where people go in a van and they show you how to live like off the grid. Yeah. But then they all end up getting divorced or like.
Basically, I'm not going to tell you that we won't be out and have a chat again.
Yeah.
Either me or Deputy or whoever, but I will try to temper it as much as I can with everybody. Every time we get a report that we're not all coming screaming over here and.
Yeah, I mean, last week whoever came was super chill.
Yeah.
I think that's just, you know, he looked at our records and saw how many of these reports were happening and how crazy the reports were. And they always have videos. They always have videos that they can never show you.
Correct. But that was my first question when I was talking to the Hennepin County was, did you see the videos? He's like, well, no. And I'm like, okay, I'm not taking a report from...
And they're always going to the wrong area.
They were going to the wrong area to start with because they went to Hennepin County because Katie's like, where she is, it sits on like both counties, like Wright County and Hennepin, both like, you know, so it depends where you're like coming from. Sometimes it goes through Hennepin, sometimes it goes through Wright County. But yeah, this is not to say that like Katie's behavior doesn't like you know, what they're doing, it's rightful that people do report. There are real reports, but then Katie floods it in there with her false ones to make, like, with more extreme stuff, like the Brian laundry, and then that CSAM was made with her son's image to scare her anti-KJs, to scare her haters, to take control, like, you know, to make them back off from making any more videos on her, you know? I'll scare them so much they won't even want to talk. And I feel like that's all it is. But then the cops get involved and the cops go and search, and she's already up in arms, like at the beginning, part 1, answers the door, or defenses up, like saying that the cop is treating her or speaking to her with like accusing her, when he's just merely asking what's going on, and she's like answering as if she is in trouble with the police, like a teenager kind of thing, like the immaturity, which is probably why she's able to go from like talking about these threats to having a nonchalant like conversation about laughing about shit, whatever they've been talking about besides the Brian laundry. These 2 detectives or police officers, they're just buying Katie's word. They're just like, not buying, but taking her word for it. Even if there's been multiple reports, it's like they stop them at the door and they rarely go any further because Katie's able to bullshit them. Yes, exactly, SD. That's what she does, right? SD says, just like her. Has a video, text proof, never shows it, or yeah. Or yeah, exactly. Or she shows it and it's completely out of context. Like the amount of time she shows us stuff on the screen and it's never what she says. It's just all part of her story. Anything will do. I've just got to give them a screenshot. I can bullshit. I can make them think that it says something else.
Because they've gotten in trouble in Wright County.
Correct.
So Wright County has refused to even take their reports because Wright County CPS has been out here. They've interviewed us. They've interviewed his nurses. They've spoken to like my son.
Sure.
Police have spoken to him multiple times. He has 12 or 13 doctors. You know, he has a special education teacher. Like, he's got so many mandated reporters in his life. Best for him.
Why would somebody?
Yeah, but Katie, you're not telling them about the multitude of nurses that have spoken up for your son that you have fired, you know, or how you haven't taken him back to therapy because that therapist called you out for not doing the homework, or, you know, because it's not about your son. It's always about you. Fucking ridiculous, man. You just talk it up like your son is so dependent on you because that's how you're raising him. Exaggeration Nation, which we now have a name for, malingering. What is it? Malingering by proxy. I've got to get up with the terms. I always thought you had MBP. But Exaggeration Nation has a medical term. Katie, your life. Look, and no one cares enough about you to tell you that you were wearing lingerie on your live. Even your husband, who was in the chat, allowed you to stay on your chat. I'm talking about November 2021, a few months after this. She gets on IG Live and wears her lingerie that she's wearing here, trying to copy Tati. Kind of missed the boat. This is what happens when you don't have any socialization in adolescence. Katie missed a whole, like, I reckon she's just been isolated her whole life by her thoughts of being better than everyone. Why would somebody wear this on a live? Look at Toad. He's like, ooh, I don't know. Ooh. Caveman.
reports the crime, was trying to solve a crime, hide the killer, potential killer.
They wouldn't.
The person of interest. That's what I was trying to wrap my head around. I'm like, I was asking him, I'm like, what? I mean, there's so many moving pieces here. The killer's was in the basement, or wasn't it? Or,
Yeah.
Well, I was like, so wait a second. So isn't the killer normally like kidnap people? They're holding the killer. I don't know. I was just like, how am I gonna go to the door and have this thing straight?
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how the flowing story, all the fact that we got literally 2 reports within 5 minutes.
Oh, because it's the same person. Do it under different names. Or else it's
But in the real world, it wouldn't be, because you can get multiple reports after each other. But because Katie has reported it twice under 2 different names, because that's what she does, that's what she thinks is going on. I'll tell you, it's the same person. It's me.
Right.
Oh yeah. And they track which IPs they use when they make the report.
You can clear. Yeah. Okay, right.
They track what IPs we use. You've only got one IP, unless you've got a, static VPN, but you said you don't have a VPN. So that's another down thing for you. And Katie, you're the only one, like your iPhone fucking showed up in the, I'll never forget the whole like SALTZY'S report that he posted. Because most hackers, most trolls that you love to say, they use Android phones. No one fucking uses iPhones because iPhones are traceable. And Katie, your iPhone was showing up, pinging off every fucking thing. The data collection there was huge, leading back to your phone. And SALTZY, in my opinion, he was fucking on it. He had to play you, butter you up, make you think that you weren't being investigated, so you would continue doing what you do, leaving crumbs everywhere. You think you're so smart? Remember how you went through all your shit on, your coverage of Josh Duggar and your misunderstandings of torrents and caches. This is absolutely ridiculous. Acting like you know everything when you don't know shit, which makes you a leaf, which makes you traceable. You will be outed one day, Katie. There'll be way more, you just out yourself. That's what's happening. You just become so big-headed that you think you're smarter. You think you've got everyone fooled, and then shit like this happens. I bring it back to 2021. We listen with 2024 eyes and ears. Well, eyes, a bit scarred, sorry. But listening to you bullshit, the same shit that you've served up multiple times since 2021. These, it was the first time you served him up in 2021, but since then, multiple times, because your P can't come up with anything original. Your go-to has been logged online on YouTube. There is now evidence that you have replayed these threats over and over and over. And there's only one person it could have come from. If the narrative remains the same, Katie, you taught me this. Makes me so angry. I should have chosen a different top, Goose. I totally should have. I made the wrong choice again. Because we got to look at something, right? And it's just like deer in the headlights.
Sure.
Yes, there's 2 parts, guys. My laptop absolutely shat itself. And it's perfect timing for October. It's my birthday month. So I'm going to go and buy a laptop. I don't know yet. I probably won't. I'll just ask someone to buy me one. It's a birthday present or something. But yeah, so there's a part 5. I know. I had to upload them twice and I've really annoyed myself. So let's all just accept it, okay? Let's just accept where we are, that this is going to be part 4 and 5. But I'm uploading them onto Twitter. So it kind of makes sense. Not Twitter, TikTok. So if like you watch it on TikTok and then you want to see like maybe the live dribble on version, you can always come back. Okay. Oh, we got to press play. Do we? Oh, can we just skip past all the talking of Brian Laundrie? I thought that it would be good to include it, but now...
As she's reporting to see lawyer up. That's not usually what innocent people do.
Well, that is his constitutional right.
It is, I understand.
Just like it's your constitutional right to say, I don't want you guys going on our house. We respect that. We respect that. So I respect that.
So basically, I think we've probably beat the dead horse enough.
Yeah.
We don't need to take up more of your time.
Well, have a good day.
No, I'm sorry.
I will,
You'll have a story for...
yeah.
I don't. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I'm a little slow. It's like the Dumb and Dumber.
I'll
I'm a little slow.
have to read them.
You don't have to like
Cliff notes later. Right, that does explain a lot. It does explain
hey,
some.
you made a lot of money on that. I've made a lot of money.
Oh, snap!
I gotcha. It's all about money.
Nobody wants to just do hard work anymore.
No.
It's called investment.
Yeah.
You invest in a Roth IRA? Yeah.
So, like I said, I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Right.
I'll call him. Even on my day off, I'll just call him. Just so we can hopefully get him working on the other side of
The
it.
thing is, what happens is that, like, I actually am getting harassed and these things are happening, and so I will file a...
How weird to word it like that. No one would word it. No one would say, I'm actually getting harassed. Like, either you are or you aren't. But using actually is, again, a word that someone telling the truth would not, it wouldn't even cross their mind to say actually. It's the same thing as like when she says, I'm telling you the truth. Like, if you're telling the truth, that wouldn't even cross your mind to let us know you're telling the truth. But people that are lying need to say that to, you know, emphasize that they're telling the truth. Meanwhile, giving themselves away. I'm actually being harassed by yourself. By yourself. One of your multiple just like personalities that you switch between. Katie, I know you're agreeing with me. Those eyebrows totally are. I miss Penthouse eyebrows. I never thought I would say that, but I do. Because the SAG is not the good SAG, you know? It's not Screen Actors Guild Awards. No, it's ball sack SAG. If you don't know what I'm talking about, thank God, you know? But if you do, I know you agree.
My day off, I'll just call him. Just so we can hopefully get him working on the other side of
The
it.
thing is, what happens is that, like, I actually am getting harassed and these things are happening, and so I will file a report, and then sometimes it's like a retaliation, you know?
No, I get it.
But because there's this active investigation with the FBI, and I think a lot of them know that,
Yeah.
they're very agitated right now, and I think they're trying to see, like, how far they can...
How far they can push it.
Yeah.
Sure.
How far they can push what?
The whole thing.
But again, who would say that? Only someone who is the puppeteer. Like, why isn't she scared? Why isn't she worried that these are real? Yes, obviously the report that Brian Laundrie is in her basement is fake, but I'm talking about the other stuff that they're there for. Like, basically that Toda turned into UBT with a stash of guns, gone mad. I reckon that's where she got the story from. I reckon if we look back to September 21 and see what Janelle was up to, it'd probably be, fit the storyline.
Draw it and cram later.
Like all of this harassment.
Oh.
My God, I'm doing
Because
damn.
once the search warrants and that
Yes.
stuff happens, all the people that are around these people supporting them are going to disappear.
Yes.
'Cause they're going to
Yes.
That's what you think. No, sorry, because it's in the past. That's what you thought. And did it happen? No. That's why you always need to escalate. You always need to exaggerate more. With your son even. Let's amp it up. If they don't believe me that he's medically fragile by now, you know, I would never be so mean. Katie, no one wants anything to do with you. Let's just hear your bullshit. Bullshit. Let's hear your bullshit again.
Like good, I'm doing
Because
damn.
once the search warrants and that stuff happens, all the people that are around these people supporting them are going to disappear.
Yes.
Because they're going to want nothing to do with it.
Right. Because they don't want to be on the hook.
But right now, they're seeing that it's happening and they can get away with it.
Right.
Whatever happened to just focusing on your own life?
Yeah.
Just get up and do me. Yeah. Why is everybody so focused? I don't know.
Well, my job is to focus on other people's lives,
Yeah.
and I try not to be a dick about it.
It's a hard thing, but people just need to watch their own bobber, and life would be much simpler.
COVID has definitely made people even crazier.
Crazier, yes. I agree with that. Yeah.
It's a real thing, okay?
I think it's not real. Did I say it?
You believe in cryptocurrency, so.
What's your thing?
She's got your number.
You should just. Here's the thing, though.
You believe in cryptocurrency, that, yeah, the subtitle, they're not picking up everything that's being said, but cryptocurrency is not a conspiracy, Katie. It's a form of currency, and it's used, maybe you should use it, but it's used like you can't trace it at all. That's why it's used for a lot of, you know, underworld shit, drugs, all that.
Do people pay your YouTube channel? Yes. Do you give them the option to pay cryptocurrencies? No. You should. You should. You should.
No, you just lose all your money then.
Okay, you do realize that's illegal tender in El
It's not. It's in El Salvador.
Thanks for accepting it. You guys are something.
All right. Have a good day. We'll try to.
Don't tell your leader, Alex Jones, like, hello.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a little nutty. I'm not.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Like my billboard stuff.
Oh.
I'm a Democrat, and I'm having a hard enough time with this case because Fox News has been all the coverage of it.
Nice.
You have to watch Fox. I'm making her watch Fox.
Hey, I gotta figure out.
People that work for Fox are terrible. Just some.
Katie, you're so narrow-minded. Like, why is it such a big deal? Like, very rarely in Australia do I ever come across anyone that, like, says what party they are voting for. Why is it such a fucking big thing? And also this this whole, like, Katie is a Republican thing, that fucking screenshot is so old. It's from when Katie first moved into this neighborhood that is a Republican neighborhood. Everyone in this neighborhood, like, is red. She knew that before she moved there. And then she puts her pride flag out the front and gets kicked back. But, like, so rightly so. You are in their red zone and you're like, why would she move there? It just does my fucking head in. But yeah, since then, obviously, now comes up that she's Democrat, but people don't share the updated file. They just want to, like, harp on that she's Republican. Why don't you move on and update? Because the speculation. You know, it has to fit their narrative now. This is what I mean. Some people that cover Katie become Katie. And it's disgusting and it's fucked. But yeah, they're not wearing lingerie on live. No, that's Katie's thing. I don't think it's ever happened since. Toad wishes it would have, because yeah. Semi. What am I going? I need to press play. Hang on. Oh my goodness. SD, I was just reading that, you know, someone who put a hit on them for Bitcoin. Oh, what? Okay. My brain is not switched on enough to function.
He's really sexist.
Our girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
It's just, why even bring up Alex Jones and all this? Like, you're talking with cops. Not everyone's going to have the same beliefs as you, Katie. But why even bring it up? Because it's such a, like, race, politics, sexuality. What's the other ones? You know, there's those certain topics you never bring up at a dinner table because they divide people. And they're the kind of cards that narcissists like Katie or Meghan Markle throw out there to divert our attention away from what they're doing. Is this what you're doing, Katie? You're not as smart as Meghan, though. Not as good looking. Imagine if you went on there, a date with the prince. Anyone remember that show? It was set in I don't know if it was Australia or UK, but they like had this guy that sort of looked like Prince Harry, and then these women, like all the contestants, they lived in a castle, but they were like bogans, like had to become like royals. And I was like, this is my kind of show, because I met Prince Harry and I know that what was running through his head. Like I brought him a beer and I had a good chin wag with him, and he was just looking at me like, holy shit, did that just come out of your mouth? Hell yeah. But yeah, that was way before, that was back in the blue screen Nokia days where you didn't take your mobile out. So yeah, I didn't take it out. Have no proof. Just that little story there. Continuing on.
John Energy?
No, I don't like him. He likes defense as president.
I will agree with you on that. He'll defend him no matter what.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
But we live, look, we've got Trump supporters across the street, and we live in harmony with them.
Right.
You get on with them?
No.
You do. You do.
Well, we're not like rude to them.
Right.
Like we're not, like we're just not.
I get it.
Like,
You're not tight. You don't have to be.
I've never been the kind of person that's like, just because my beliefs are my beliefs, that you need to believe what I believe. Like, I have so many friends that are Republicans, and I'm fine with that. Or you don't have to have the same beliefs about everything to be friends.
To just get along.
Yeah. As long as you can be respectful for each other. I mean, there's so many things in life that you can have things in common about that have nothing to do with politics.
Well,
Never said it wasn't a real thing, by the way. I do believe it's a real thing. We've always been very protective. Like when we went to the Senior Living Center, landing at the St. Michael, I always wear a mask. I always do. I respect.
I don't even get to go in there.
Well, I do, because I'm like, it's about image. Whether or not people have been vaccinated or not, some people, it puts them in ease to wear a mask. So I do it. When they mandated the mask, guess what? I thought a little bit. My personal opinion was, is it really protecting? It doesn't matter. The point being is that even if you get somebody comfort walking in a store, does that mean enough to do it? Yeah, for sure. So,
You're just nice.
well, don't be nice. I like to be nice. You made the
Yeah, but Goose, Sandy Hook, like what he did with the conspiracy of Sandy Hook and saying, like, like that's disrespect to the trauma that those victims and survivors went through, making it down to a mere conspiracy by the government. Like there's other stuff, like sure, yeah, there's stuff in other catastrophes, other shit that's gone on, but not that. Like to do that, I mean, that really, because up until then, like I used to sort of listen to Alex Jones and give him the benefit of the fucking doubt, like especially when he was on Joe Rogan and other podcasts, like he wasn't always so like crazy thinking. He wasn't always like that, and it just went. I feel like the Sandy Hook thing just took a whole other, like changed his personality. But oh, is it too fast? Oh, sorry. I'll slow it down. Some bits are fast and then it slows down, but I think the bits I just made fast were like, she's just dragging on about Gabby. I'll slow it down for you. I should have slowed it down for everyone. So thanks for the reminder, even though we're like halfway. Better late than never, right?
I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I'm not going to lie. Okay, Katie. And this isn't just a matter of how people just say that. When Katie says that, it's just part of
They have maybe made fun of the parents that get really mad about the mask. Maybe it's those are the people that are calling me.
Probably are. Probably is.
what's the inconvenience about just putting out
And
masks?
I mean, I do use my platform to say,
Right.
you should get vaccinated, but I'm a mother of a child that has a fragile health.
Yes.
And so for us, the community is important.
Yeah.
Because he
100%.
can't vaccinated yet.
Right.
And he's homebound, so
Yep.
we're homebound through the district right now.
Yep. Which adds to the pain.
He hasn't been, he's,
Year and a half.
yeah,
Yeah, that sucks.
he misses.
It's hard on them. Yep. A little bit of social interaction is always a huge thing.
They say the vaccine will be like, probably December for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, kids can't get it in.
No,
No.
under 12 or
Under
that's
12.
supposed to.
It'll be 9. So
Wonder why they won't let the kids.
they have to find the right coach. They have to do like the testing
yeah.
to find the right.
But Katie's not protecting her son. Ever since 2019, he has been sleeping in Katie's bed. And Katie is not hygienic. Doesn't take fucking Einstein. So now we're just going to take a quick look at the bedroom that Katie forces her medically fragile child to sleep in. Even when she had COVID, she didn't isolate herself. And the amount of times that she has, and then you'll delete it or the next V sick. I'm not surprised with his fucking environment that he lives in. It didn't happen. I didn't spend 18 hours a day on the internet. That's not me. I've got time for my son. What? Because he sleeps in your bed, which is another thing we need to bring up. The most unhygienic room for your child is sleeping in your bedroom, where not only do we have the most cleanest woman in the whole world on the beautiful, pristine, clean sheets and bedding that animals have not laid in, but we also have 2 cages with 4 cats in at night, good old kitty litter that's always got shit in it. This is all in the bedroom of her medically fragile child. How much do you fucking care about keeping your son healthy, Katie? Because you've already made sure that his mindset is not healthy by you focusing only on the negatives. Never letting your child have a spark of, well, mum, you know, the doctors might have said that, but there's a chance I can overcome all that and be, you know, independent. She has to keep his mind unwell and his body unwell so that he remains dependent on her so that she gets all the benefits. Because it's about the benefits that are suiting Katie, that fit Katie, that help Katie, not that help her son. The feeding tube doesn't help her son, but, you know, it beats going back to that therapist who called her out for not, like, keeping up with the homework. I'll never have to go back there again. I'll prove that my son is worse off than you ever thought. Look, he needs a feeding tube now. Okay, Katie. Okay, Mrs. Paulson.
As she's reporting missing, you play her up.
Oh no, why is it starting again from the beginning? Who remembers where we were? Oh.
I've never been the kind of person that's like, just because my beliefs are my beliefs.
Well, it's.
He's really sexist.
Other girl, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. John Hannity?
No, I don't like him. He likes defend as president.
I will agree with you on that. He'll defend him no matter what.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
But we live, I mean, look, we've got Trump supporters across the street, and we live in harmony with them.
right.
You get on with him?
No.
You do.
Well, we're not, like, rude to them. You know, like, we're not, like, we're just not,
I get it.
like...
You're not tight, Aaron. You don't have to be.
I've never been the kind of person that's like, just because my beliefs are my beliefs.
You accused your neighbors of a hate crime. What was it? Yeah, like, because saying they destroyed your pride flag when that didn't happen, and they were just letting you know that your dogs bark and scare their little chihuahuas, their small dogs, because they did something good. They went and got a proper fence. You need to follow through, Katie. And coming up, I've got a video because I've been going over the police reports as well, but I wanted to line the ones up with the dogs because like I've made a few videos on the dogs and they're probably my most heart-wrenching videos because I've never watched them again. And when I was done making them, like, it absolutely destroyed me because animal abuse destroys me. So does child abuse, but animal abuse more because they're just so helpless. They, you know, especially the animals in Katie's house. I don't know why the fuck she adopted rescues with traumatic past, but I believe that it might be so that she could have an extra avenue to get trazodone, which these dogs would use for their anxiety, which is Katie's happiness. That's what she takes at night. It's also what she gives her son. She gives V more trazodone than she takes, even though she's an addict, to get him to go to sleep. And he's not prescribed that. That would be interacting with his, like, you know, what the fuck is she doing? Playing around with, but when you're desperate and you have a substance abuse issue, it's very easy to continue that substance abuse onto your child. I misuse these meds. Who cares? No one's here to tell me I can't use it on my son. And then you admit that you use it. Oh, yeah, totally. Bryson. Oh, Bryson's lab. Is it like a lab like science or like a lab like Labrador? It doesn't matter. But yeah, Katie totally deflects, like everything. The whole DD thing. Katie, I mean, if people, I just really wish the people that can see Gypsy for her lies would see Katie for her lies, but she just talks so much shit that you're just left with a live that's not giving you any information. It's just like zombified your brain, and she just wants people to, it's just, it just shits me. I can't even talk about it. I need to, but yeah, on Wednesday though, because I have been meaning to do a recap of all my research that I've done on Katie's son and my findings and how it doesn't match what Katie has said, and then also like my personal experience and personal perspective, being born a prem baby, having gastroparesis, having a lot of the developmental delays that he had because of being born prem that Katie dismisses. So yeah, like I want to go through all that again. I'll probably go through on Wednesday. Oh, you're on your son's channel. That's like so many people. I love that though. Like kids letting their parents use their channel. Who was it? Someone, yeah. I mean, it could be way worse. It could be way worse, but I like that it's a science lab. I'm so glad I got clarity on that. I would have been left thinking, I know I'm so strange with like, okay, let's just continue. We need to finish this. My brain is like, can we hurry up and get Katie off the screen? Yes, Kane, that's, I had to look into what trazodone was, and it came up that it was similar to mirtazapine, which I've taken in the past. And the way that I would describe that is like it's like a blanket over you, like you're just so detached from the world. It just like totally takes all your like blinkers and everything off. Like I'm not even describing it properly. I can't describe it properly. But yeah, it's hell strong. And then for him to be taking more than her, it just does my head in. Like, what else is he taking that he's not prescribed? And then that's like giving in, like, what symptoms is he showing that then she's putting a Band-Aid on and going to sleep and calling it a day? Meanwhile, your son has adrenal insufficiency. Like, everything they do can cause him to go into a crisis. Like, they don't even put sunscreen on him and allow him to get raw red. And then he goes into an adrenal crisis. And they're like, our vacation was cut short because he had an adrenal crisis. Well, why didn't you put fucking sunscreen on your kid? Look how red he is. And then she posts the picture with a different narrative because Mrs. Paulson has no idea what's going on with her son. It's all about Katie.
believe that you need to believe what I believe. Like, I have so many friends that are Republicans, and I am fine with that. Or you don't have to have the same beliefs about everything to be friends.
To just get along.
Yeah. As long as you can be respectful for each other. I mean, there's so many things in life that you can have things in common about that have nothing to do with politics.
What?
Never said it wasn't a real thing, by the way. I do believe it's a real thing. We've always been very protective. Like when we go to the senior living center, Lang and saying like, oh, I always wear a mask. I always do. I respect.
I don't even get to go in there.
Well, I do because I'm like, it's about image. Whether or not people have been vaccinated or not. Some people, it puts them at ease to wear a mask, so I do it. Yeah. When they mandated the mask, guess what? I thought it was a little bit. My personal opinion was, is it really protecting? It doesn't matter. The point being is that even if you give somebody comfort walking in, or is that maybe enough to do it? Yeah, for sure. So
you're just nice.
Well, don't be nice. I like to be nice. You made the crayon.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I have maybe made fun of some of the Karens that get really mad about the mask.
I made a whole video on Janelle Eason not wearing a mask. She was shocked. Katie, no one cares. And then overnight, I was reading about the New York guy that was I don't know if he was from New York. I should have looked up that. But he was in charge of like controlling COVID, the rules and that, like people being on lockdown and that. And then he was partying. Yeah. Again, I have totally dropped the ball on the description.
People that are calling me.
Probably are. Probably is.
What's the inconvenience about just putting out masks?
I mean, I do use my platform to say, you should get vaccinated, but I'm a mother of a child that has a fragile health.
Yes.
And so for us, for the community, it's important.
Yeah.
Because he can't get vaccinated yet.
Right.
And he's homebound. So.
Yep.
Oh, sorry guys. When I came back, we've already been here.
Yep.
I will just let it play.
Which it's adds to the pain.
He hasn't been
year and a half. Yeah, that sucks. It's hard on them. Yep. A little bit of social interaction is always a huge thing.
They say the vaccine will be like probably December for kids.
Yeah.
Oh, kids can't get it in.
I wonder if the
under 12 or that's supposed to.
It'll be 9. So.
Wonder why they won't let the kids.
They have to find the right dose. They have to do like the testing to find the right dose.
Yeah.
Tell me his age. Is he even out of a disease or is it just...
He's a heart patient. So he's had cardiac. He's had open heart surgery. He has.
He's just high risk.
He's very high risk.
He's high risk.
Yeah, he has no pituitary gland.
Yep.
Which is false, and I've recently gone over this. I'll add it to going through it on CB Live on Wednesday. But yeah, her original blogs before she started getting a lot of attention for her son's story. So the day that they actually found out what he had, said that he had a collapsed pituitary gland that wasn't attached to the stem, which is very different than being born without one. See, like Katie has to exaggerate it to the most extreme. If her son was that extreme, like he's not medically fragile. Like I've said, like don't do this, although it is a great example of why Katie should not be saying her son is medically fragile. If you Google what medically fragile child is and then look in the images, you'll see that these are children that are bedridden, that like can't breathe on their own, they can't eat on their own, their parents have never heard them say their name, Whereas, and then mixed against these pictures, mixed amongst them, is Katie's son out there running around, playing in the pool. Like, it's so fucking disrespectful to those that are legit medically fragile. Katie has told her son that he might not live to be an adult. That's not true. And that's what I mean. Like, a lot of the shit that she says is out there to shock you. But, like, she didn't think that anyone would care enough to look into what her son actually has. Research. I mean, that's what I love to do. I love researching anything to do with the brain or the development of a child's brain. I used to study that at university in another life, like over 20 years ago. And that's the good thing that's come out of this. It's reignited my love for that. And I'm able to dismiss a lot of what Katie says. She wants it to be an extreme case, and I say, no, he's medically complex. He has multiple disorders, but a lot of them stem from the development of his like HPA axis, like basically where the pituitary gland is. And that is most damaged like in children that have fetal alcohol syndrome, which I also believe Katie has, because she has the exact same facial features as her son. Like her son looks exactly like her, and Katie has, you know, it's a lot, because Katie has spoken about her mum and her mum's mum both self-medicating for anxiety, both being heavy drinkers, and the facial features go all the way up to Katie's maternal grandma, Mary, I think her name was. And yeah, I know that because Katie shared that. Katie went through her ancestry and pulled up, well, you know, when she stayed on the right tree, the correct information was there, but it got a little bit lost because, like I said, when she starts looking into Toad's Paulson, like there's so many fucking Paulsons in the area they live in. Like Paulson is like Smith for Australia. So many Smiths. And which would be like Carlson for Sweden. Yes, I found that out. But yeah, Paulsons. And there's so many Katie Paulsons in her area. Like, what the fuck? Just that would have been maybe the name of the century. Imagine being named Katie Paulson and not knowing this version of you exists. That someone out here by the name of Katie Paulson is ruining your name.
Got hydrocephalus. Got a lot.
Yeah.
We also had wonderful social workers in Wright
and
we worked with.
Wonderful police officer.
Yes. She does like the waivers.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. That's why I always think it's ironic, because I'm like, we know so many people in social services, and they've been to our house in the past.
Well, and that was my initial, you know, when we started talking about this, and they said, your son has autistic, or, you know, he's autistic.
Yeah.
It's like, if he's anywhere on the spectrum other than super high functioning, he's already involved with social services.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got it.
He has Medicaid.
Okay. Yeah, in Wednesday's CB Live, I'll talk about Medicaid and my findings, because I have a whole folder on it. I haven't made a video about it because I haven't got around to it. But also the autism diagnosis, which has recently come up again. People were like saying that he doesn't, and he does, because it all comes back to being born prem. But when I first made my video about the misdiagnosis article, which I read, because I've read a lot of Katie's old articles, I'll link them below. The Dear Mummy Diarist. No, Diarist? The Dear Mummy Dearest. No, what? Dear Mummy. Is it Dear Mummy Dearest? Well, that's what we're going with, because that's what my brain says. Yeah, the Mummy Dearest Diaries from Hell, basically. It's like Katie should have got help after learning that she was going to be a special needs mum, but instead she just went into this deep, depressive, you know, for the first 5 years they neglected their son because they were so like stuck in their own substance abuse and selfishness ways. Like their son was neglected. I'll go through all that as well. But yeah, the autism, like I've learned so much like covering him. It's just because like being born prem, I always just thought only children that are born prem have spina bifida, but I've since learned that you can find out you got spina bifida at any age, and it's like something that happens in the first stages of pregnancy, not in the last. So it's not to do with being born prem, but I just associated it with that because I don't know anyone else that has spina bifida other than people that are born prem, like myself. And yeah, that's where the autism diagnosis comes from. Like nearly every single one, children that have spina bifida have autism, and that's the neural defect. Yeah. Sorry, it's hard to talk about V because so much relates to myself, and then I have to like figure it out on my end because I've just got so much going on. I just need to press play. Stop looking at me like that, Katie.
You should tap rep that. Yeah.
I have a couple friends that have children.
And then you have to.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Yeah. The thing with Medicaid, the thing I have an issue with is he's not as sick as she says he is. Like, not as sick, like not as like disabled as she portrays him to be. So for some reason, they've got access to 40 hours a week of in-home nursing. Like, that's fucking ridiculous because I know people in America that are bedridden, that are like paraplegics, not paraplegic, like paralyzed from the neck down, and they can't get in-home nursing at all. And then she's got 40 hours and she makes these nurses clean. Like, she refers to them as her staff. She makes them clean. She makes them babysit. These nurses have said, like, I don't think your son should be on an iPad like 18 out of 24 hours a day. He's like got an obvious addiction. His eyes are popping out of his fucking head. He fiends for his iPad. And they have brought this up to her and she's fired them. She fired them. The amount of time she's posted pictures of her son with these carers, and just makes it out like that's his girlfriend because they're females. He's got the hots for them, all this. And then the next week they are fired. Yeah, they were so close to your son that they spoke up for your son and you fired them. Aren't they mandated reporters too, Katie? But like, it's disgusting because there's obviously something, like she has said that he's worse off. Well, she said that he needs the feeding tube for his rest of his life. That makes him have a permanent disability, which means that as long as he's under their roof and dependent on Katie, they get a property tax exemption. And I mean, it's like $700 off each year. I'll link it below. I'll have to go through it again because I think when I made my video, I didn't properly understand, because I don't understand taxes and all that in America. I don't understand like property tax. I don't think we pay property tax. I don't know. I don't know about taxes or anything because my dad does all that for me. So I might have to redo it because I understand it a bit more now. But yeah, their property tax is a lot of thing. Oh, I'll write it down because I've been meaning to go over it with members. And then once I go over it with the members, I'll make a video from that. I'm so many things I've just been meaning to do and haven't. Like, I totally dropped the ball in the past 2 years. I'm just so grateful, guys. If you didn't listen to my last live, I was just so grateful that you just continue to watch and like and share my videos, because I haven't been switched on, because I've just been dealing with so much crap that has made me further understand Katie, though. Now I see Katie so fucking clear. Like, I had to experience narcissistic abuse of my own to see Katie for what she is. I see it so fucking clearly now. Before, I was still blinded by my heart, and that surely someone can't be that fucking evil. And now I've looked evil in the eye, in Katie's eyes, and in my own fucking real life. And yeah, it's made me stronger. But yeah, it took a while, fucking 2 years. But the Medicaid stuff is really, we really need to just look into it. I've got a few downloaded the Minnesota stuff, or their stuff on it. And even the criteria, which I've been meaning to go through, because I don't think he fits the criteria, but Katie makes him fit the criteria. Even the criteria for a permanent feeding tube, for a G tube, he had to be failure to thrive. So my video on that is quite alarming because he got it in June 2016. In February of that year, 2016, that's when Katie was fired for being too hungover to do her job. And then that's when she became his paid caregiver and had to parent for the first time in her life, not just on weekends, because prior to this, her son was going to daycare Monday to Friday, all day, like 9 to 6, 8 to 6, whatever. He would get breakfast, lunch, and dinner at daycare. Then Katie would bring him home and put him straight to bed. You know, fuck, it's so heavy. It's just such like, it's like she's just like, she moved to where she moved to isolate her son so she could continue doing what she was doing to benefit herself, not her son. And her family and her friends were questioning the decision she was making. She had to get away from that, isolate it, continue it. It's fucking disgusting. I wonder if she even like chose, like, I believe that she chose to move here as well because it's an hour out of Minneapolis, around there. And I believe that so that she could use telehealth instead of going in person to doctor's appointments with her son, because she was able to control, like, you know, we all saw what she did when she had Mr. Boyle first showed up and she convinced her doctor it was a sinus infection. But everyone was like, that's a staph infection. And then she's like, okay, guys, it is. You were right. Now it's still there, 2024. And she's what? Focused on online drama over her own health. And she lays next to her son with that staph-infected eyebrow every night. How does he not have, like, he must have something. Sharing the sheets, the pillows, being that close. And then, yeah, he has services at school. But, you know, they have done the whole fear-based parenting where they have raised their child to be scared that if they say something, mummy and daddy could be taken away by authorities. Katie talks about that. I'll link it below. It's so, like, when you put the puzzle pieces together, holy shit, this is a horror story. And this child is living it. And these animals are living it, day-to-day survival, while V and the animals and even Toad and the house are all props in Katie's pity party show. All that she can use them all as shields to deflect on all the shit she's gone through. Right? I feel sorry for her parents too. Like, it wasn't until I had to, you know, cut off, like, I had to cut off my sister and my parents, not my parents, but my other siblings to survive. And so, like, I could understand Katie's parents a bit more, like, why they cut it off and why they sacrificed their relationship with their grandson in order to protect their other grandchildren. So, like, Katie's brother's kids. It's why I would never post, like, their pictures online, because they have a right to privacy, and also they have a right to be cut off from Katie. They have a right to be, you know, protected offline as well, and not have people intrude into their lives just because they're related to Katie, just to get to Katie somehow. People just forget the bigger picture, the ripple effect. Katie, there's no ripple effect in your life, is there? Well, maybe if you came back to reality, there would be. Guys, November's not far away. That's what I was thinking this morning in the shower. November's only what? 8 weeks away? Not even that. And November is when Katie has her next court case where she thinks she's going to win, but really delusion is going to be brought to reality, brought to the surface. I don't know, Katie, I can't think when you're wearing this top, okay?
School.
Right.
Bad
So
choice.
we have a special ed.
So, and like you said, everybody's a mandated reporter. So,
And we have nurses.
if you're not,
Although we haven't had a nurse in the house for like a month because of the nursing shortage, because of
Yep.
COVID.
Yep.
But we're not, and we don't believe in corporal punishment. We've never spaked him. We don't even like to yell at him.
Is he tactile?
You're kidding me, man? Stop lying. Yes, you know what time it is. I'm going to insert a yelling video just because, well, Katie, I can, can't I? Hang on. If my computer's just like, why is that not working? Oh my God, Katie's made my voice disappear. No. Oops, that don't sound good. This is when CPS first visited their house, in my opinion, because in part 3 of the body cam audio, we found out that CPS has only been to the Paulson's house once, and the rest has all been cops. And so I reckon that this was when, because this is damning. This is how much Katie wants to protect her son.
Is he not asleep? Is he asleep?
I have spent 10 hours in that room.
It's been a busy day.
I can't watch it. It's so fucking disgusting. You are a mum. That is your child. Your husband is giving you clear fucking signs that he is about to fucking snap. And you know that he has anger issues. And look at your face, Katie. There's no registration that your child is crying out. You're more worried about your viewers hearing it, yet your screen addiction, you can't even get offline. You can't even end the live. You'd rather create some excuse that your son has autism and he has meltdowns, rather than admit that your husband has anger issues that stem from his substance abuse. Because then you'd have to admit that you're detached, that you're fucking cold, that you don't fucking care. That is just the narrative that you spin to law enforcement, that you are a mother of a medically fragile child. You're protecting him. Bull fucking shit, you're protecting him. Look at you. You. Just the emotional intelligence non-existing, no emotion, no reaction to her son, no reaction to her husband yelling. It's fucking it's disturbing. That's what it is. Shit. Every time we come back. Goose, did you take note where we were? Oh God, I should look before I jump. But
Well, and that was my
I'm Jack, I'm not Rose.
initial, when we started talking about this, and they said, your son has autism, or, you know, is autistic.
Yeah.
It's like, if he's anywhere on the spectrum other than super high functioning, he's already involved with social services.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a,
He has MEDICAID. We use the TAPREP test, and yeah.
I have a couple friends that have children.
And then you have services at school.
Right.
So we have special ed.
So, and like you said, everybody.
I love that. I love that. Elaine says any normal parent wants their special needs child to succeed. I have one child that teachers gave up on, and she reached. Teachers said to give up on. She's reached her peak. She will not make uni. Wrong. She got there and gained a degree. I just get goosebumps reading that because I love hearing it. My parents were told, like, when I was born, that I would probably never walk because, like, my spina bifida was so bad. Like, I had basically those pictures of V with the big gut and the, like, chicken legs, like my dad used to call me chicken. That's because from the waist down, there's no stomach muscle. I mean, there's no muscle tone. So you got no muscle to hold your gut in, and then your legs are like sticks. So my parents, like, I swam before I walked, so I was able to, like, build up the muscle to support my hips and then be able to walk. And also swimming helped me regulate my breathing and grow my lungs. So thank God for that, because otherwise, I don't know, I'd probably be way worse off. But yeah, Katie doesn't understand the importance. Like, she doesn't. They get a swimming pool for their son, and she sits back in her drinking chair filming her son, not interacting, not teaching him, not, like, legit swimming, like, that could help him, like, regulate his breathing but she needs him to be sick. She needs him to be dependent. She needs that asthma to remain. Like, she is her son's biggest disability. Is that disgusting? Because your parents should never get in the way. But they're not parents. These are stunted. Their brains are stunted from decades of substance abuse. You know, they chose to drink rather than get out there and live and learn and evolve. Katie could never evolve because she's never wrong. So she's the same person she was, like, when she was 19, 20.
Everybody's a mandated reporter. So
And we have nurses.
if you're not,
although we haven't had a nurse in the house for like a month because of the nursing shortage, because of COVID.
Yep.
But we're not, and we don't believe in corporal punishment. We've never spaced him. We don't even like to yell at him.
Is he tactile?
He likes to, like, jump and like swing and.
Okay.
But he speaks, and
That was so hard for her to think of all the things that he does when he's active. But is that what tactile means? I don't think she's answering the right question.
he's really into video games.
But yeah, like Goose reminded me, Katie didn't teach her son anything at all. She was more focused on trying to keep him alive than his cognitive development. So, like, he wasn't taught counting or shapes or colors. No, she relied on daycare to do that. And she recorded videos of, like, her son saying his name for the first time or jumping, learning to jump. And he's like, I don't know, 5 or something, and he's like, I can jump. Like, why the fuck hasn't your mum taught you to fucking jump before? Because it's not like, it's just fucked, man. It's really fucked because everything she has shared has been from the point of view of her drinking chair. And there's always been the screen between her and her son. Her son has never seen her face without that phone in the middle there. It's like, what the fuck? Well, yeah, I don't think Katie has any emotional. I really think that she might have been a narcissist since very early on in life. Like, the way she describes religion and her understanding of religion, I almost feel like she wasn't provided, like she wasn't nurtured maybe as a child, or like she wasn't shown like how people are, like she wasn't shown any like emotional. I just don't think that was part of her upbringing. I don't see that in her at all, or even a little, flicker that they might have existed. But like I feel like she's worse than a bad episode of 16 and Pregnant. I feel like she's worse than that. I wouldn't trust her with my child. It's very, Katie is scaring me. I should have chosen a different top because it's like evil in lingerie. Yes. Oh my God. Just Minecraft. Even that whole, like Roblox. My niece has got me into Roblox. It took me so long. I had to literally Google, like, can someone just give me the, rundown? What is Roblox? I could not understand. Just because, my brain, I'm too old for it. But I found, totally understanding and stuff. But there's just no, like, safeguard for kids. Like, it's set up for kids, but then it's a predatory playground. Like, and then my brother's like, oh, we set up her account with all the restrictions. I'm like, yeah, but do you know she's got another account? And so now I feel like I need to follow my niece around Roblox, like just totally protecting her. But it's just crazy because, blink of an eye, I'm like, where'd you go? I can't even figure out how to go forward. So, yeah. Has anyone else figured out how to go forward? I'm just being stupid. No, she didn't nurse him. She wrote about nursing him. Like, she wrote about extending his breastfeeding, but Katie didn't breastfeed. She can't stand her child. Plus, he was in daycare. Like, he was in daycare from 6 weeks old.
Perfect. Well, you know what? If you find something that can keep his mind going or in a direction that is helpful and
that he watches that are his friends.
Perfect. Yep.
It's always, as a parent, it's always trying to find like the ones that don't swear.
Right. Those are hard to come by.
But I'm pretty sure Katie's, like, they got an Xbox and the game they got is like Freddy's. Like, what is that one? Or I can think about is Freddy's Playground. Fast. Oh my God. You know the one I'm talking about with all the Katie had the toy. She had the toy on her couch, on her casting couch. Oh God, I miss the casting couch. What I would do to see that casting couch instead of those dead flowers, those dead flowers that just need a violin. Yeah, no way she had patience to sit there, and she doesn't care. Like, that's just the one thing, like, I just have to keep reminding myself, like, she doesn't care about her child. She doesn't care. She only cares about what she can get out of it. And, like, that's real evil. And it's just annoying for me that I have to keep reminding myself how evil she is, because I know that's what she plays on, that no mother could be that evil. No mother would hurt their child. No mother would make up false allegations of CSAM video being made of their child. Get out of town. But then this mother also stands in the kitchen yelling on IG Live that there's people out there that want to murder and kill and rape her child. Meanwhile, her child can hear her. So, Katie, you might have a one-track mind, but we can see the bigger picture. Yes, that's it. 5 Nights at Freddy's. Go. Cactus high five to you guys who know it. Totally brain fart central over here. But yeah, I don't think that's a child's game. Like, and for a child that has insomnia, pretty sure, like, that has like flashing lights, has that epileptic sign. Not that I've played it, I've just watched it from afar.
Beautiful thing. He classifies everything. So if he hears a bad word, even if you say heck, he will say that's not
a nice word.
And if you say frick or crap or freaking, he'll say that's not a nice word.
It's too close.
Too close.
Too close.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah, that's a good thing.
So I don't even curse. That's what I'm saying. Most of my followers are moms, and they watch with their kids, so I try to keep my language super clean.
Well,
what a lie. We all know that's a lie. She only stopped swearing when she realized that LB didn't swear on her channel. And that's when she brought her husband in as well. I've got to get my husband on my live stream because I am LB. I am better than her. And then we saw how dud your husband is. This is my husband. Katie.
we're going to have a multiple color crash here. And
Imagine parent-teacher night and Katie rocking up. I mean, even watching her when she took her son to that dinosaur expedition. No, I said the word wrong, but you know what I mean. And she's got her coach bag. Just running around. She's like, I'm a helicopter parent. No, you're a parent scared to leave your son alone in case he talks, in case he says something. You need to be there to go, oh, he's just being imaginary. We don't abuse him. Yeah, right.
Having, like,
Film it
next
and
time you'll
post
see, I'll
it.
be like, here's your cup of coffee. What do you want to talk about?
honestly, it was more just kind of just hopefully we can put a lot of it to rest.
Yeah.
And we can kind of assist the other side as part of the harassment with, because I have the report from Hennepin County.
Yeah.
They actually emailed that to me while we're standing here. So I will forward that on. I'll attach it to my report.
Okay.
And we can forward that on.
Because I know that, like, I think my attorney was saying that, like, when it becomes a pattern where people are, like, doing it, like, intentionally, and they're no longer anonymously protected. Like, my lawyer said that you can actually, in some cases, and the attorney, or the deputy here last week said the same thing, that you can sometimes subpoena and get them if it's a harassment situation.
Yeah, you can. Some of the internet companies are notoriously difficult to deal with.
Which is to prove like malice, though. I mean,
it's not even
there's something going on.
Yeah, but to get their information even.
It's
just
the FBI is working on all this.
Yeah, I mean it's
And we're
brutal.
currently on my civil case subpoenaing Twitter.
Good luck.
I know.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know.
Just so you know, in case you were questioning that.
It'll happen.
Yeah. Okay.
You have a hard time with law enforcement?
As law enforcement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are useless. They won't help you for anything, no matter, I mean.
Yeah, so they're talking about Twitter. And this is one thing that Katie just always like pretended like she knew, but she could get request the data from Twitter to identify the people, that use anonymous, because who fucking uses their real name? No one uses their real name on an open platform. Unless you're Katy Perry. Not Katy Perry. Oh, Katy Perry's about to come into Perth. No. She's here for the grand final, but not Perth, Australia. And I just like that the AFL paid her 5 times what they paid Robbie Williams in 2022. I'm talking about the grand final. This is football, so not really worldwide sport, but Aussies, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so what was I saying? I said something before. Too many Katies in my brain right now. Yeah, so using, with the whole, let's just bring up Katie's tweets that I posted on my community board that I found from this time. So around the 20th of September, 2021, this one she posted earlier today, police showed up at home. Oh, Earlier today, police showed up at my home after someone falsely claimed we were harboring Brian Laundrie in our home. I can confirm the officers told my husband and me, husband and I, my husband and me, that there is an active manhunt for Brian Laundrie. They showed up at my home in bulletproof vests. But this was also what Katie claimed was a SWAT. These cops, like she was there. Here we go. So on the 23rd of September 21, she posted, county detectives contacted me today to confirm that the report made that I was harboring Brian Laundrie was a swatting. So, but it's not the report, it's the reaction to the report that would be the swatting. Because the SWAT, like, apparent, isn't it? I don't know, man. I'm confused between the new meaning of swatting, which on social media doesn't mean what I thought meant, you know, like when cops rock up and they bash down your door kind of swatting. Apparently, swatting to do with social media is when people make false reports knowing that the reaction from the cops is going to be extreme. But even like, I mean, these two idiots rock up to check if Brian Laundrie is in your basement and they don't even bother fucking checking. In fact, it's being recorded, the audio, and they still don't care to go and check. In fact, they say, we'll just let the FBI know that we checked. We'll just tell them that we checked. I can't with the dumbness, and like if they just want to rock up at some random woman's house and have a chin wag, while this is the level of report that got them there in the fucking first place, like what the fuck? Like, take it fucking seriously. There's a child involved and he's inside. At least go inside and check on him. You might find something else. You know, the house of horrors. The smell, because I believe the Paulsons have lost their sense of smell through alcoholism. I mean, that's one of the things that ends up happening when you're an alcoholic. You lose your sense of taste, you lose your sense of smell, and you lose your ability to hold your shit in. You lose your, I'm not making fun of people that have got to this stage. I'm not making fun of you. I'm making fun of Katie that she's got to this stage. You lose your ability. You lose your bowels. No. What does Katie call it? Her balls. She calls her bowels balls? What does she call her balls? Her bowels. I'd like to buy a bow. Oh, Katie, only on your wheel of fortune. Down the drain. Okay. We are working towards a resolution and hope to hold the individuals responsible for making false statements to the FBI. Do not swat someone. It's dangerous. And if you do, bring pizza. No, it doesn't say that, but it should. Katie, your words, you know, they're not threatening. You're just such a loser. Literally. This is, oh.
Yeah, she's reporting missing. You lawyer up.
I'm so sorry about this whole fucking live. It's just been estimating. Where are we? No, look, I want to think we're closer to the end than what we are.
This my attorney was saying that, like, when it
I've heard this.
the deputy here last week said the same thing. That you can sometimes subpoena and get them.
God, the cop's over it. I'm over it too.
Yeah, you can. Some of the internet companies are notoriously difficult to deal with.
Which should prove like malice, though. I mean,
It's not even.
either there's something going
Oh,
on.
Yeah, but it gets.
I was just thinking when Toad worked for CenturyLink, and that's all I've got.
Their information even.
Oh,
It's just.
the FBI is working on all this.
Yeah. I mean, it's
And we're
brutal.
currently on my civil case subpoenaing Twitter.
Good luck.
I know.
That ain't gonna happen.
I know.
Just so you know, in case you were questioning that.
It'll happen.
Yeah, okay.
You have a hard time with law enforcement?
As law enforcement?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are useless. They won't help you for anything. No matter, I mean, All those guys, they want nothing to do with it's private information. No, they're harassing other users.
That's
You
why
have
we need to get better laws for internet.
well, internet's only been around,
They always say that, like, the laws are always like sort of reactive to the new
Correct.
technology.
Correct. So you gotta have the first couple guinea pigs to get the beat down.
The problem is you have to have there's got to be protected speech to some degree. Like there is. I mean,
So,
like
it's not.
Protection is one thing.
no, I'm not talking about what's going on here. I'm talking about like my issue with and I'm getting an opinion here, but my issue with what Zuckerberg's doing is that there's definitely a political slant, and anybody can zoom out and go, yeah. And you can see the fact checking on one thing, but they won't fact check on other stuff.
Yeah.
They won't. If they're in.
I don't like Facebook, to be honest. Like, I don't like Mark Zuckerberg.
For sure, he's
and he's a Democrat. Like, just because someone's liberal doesn't mean they're.
Well, it's not just him. It's all of them that are doing this.
I don't get it. Why bring that up? It just has nothing to do with it. But is this something Americans do? Because Katie does it a lot. Like, she'll say, oh, but they're a Republican, but I'm still friends with them. Like, dude.
Fact checked on both sides, I would be more like, I get it. Do it. But I don't see that.
Well, that's because a lot of stuff on the right is kind of conspiracy.
No, it's not. They lump it in and say that so that the world will not look further into it and they can just dismiss it as some conspiracy because the ones in power will be exposed. And I sound like a conspiracy nut, and that's what they've conditioned you to respond, or they've conditioned you to react to people speaking out. Like Pizzagate, there's truth to that, but they had to go and throw it in as some fucking pizza conspiracy with all that. It was just so much lumped in crap that totally invalidated what the actual story was. The truth, the emails, they are real. And they've made it so whenever I speak out about it or anyone speaks out about it, they're seen as a crazy nut for finding truth in conspiracy. But fuck, it's ridiculous. Like, that we are fed entertainment like Squid Game when that shit actually happens. Like, millionaires, people with so much money and power, that's what they do for entertainment. Killing people is entertainment. They take it to the extreme and they need to push it even further because what they found gratifying 2 years ago is not what they find gratifying these days. Like, and then they make movies and we are fed that as entertainment, but we don't know that that's real. And it is real. Like Hostel, that's real. Like, shit like that really fucking happens. And it's sad because when you do know all this stuff, you see the evil before you see the good. And I just wish that I only ever saw the good because I don't want to see the evil in the world. There's so much evil in the world. These two pile on top of it.
We'll go with that.
What was the big one? I'm now.
Children are the commodity. Like, children are being used and abused like so much. Like child sex trafficking. Like, that's the new slavery, human trafficking. This has got a new word. And I don't even like to bring it up now because, Katie, whenever I bring it up, I just think of you accusing Robert Shin of it. And you don't even know. Like, imagine if Katie covered the crime that happens in her own backyard. Like, I've been looking into the issues with the Minnesota sex offender program. Like, there's way too many. And then they keep them like in this separate program where I didn't even want to go into it. It's a lot. But then there's so much. Katie doesn't talk about the Medicaid fraud that went on, like a group of people during COVID. So it was like between 2020 and 2022, I think. They were done for Medicaid fraud. and maybe Katie doesn't cover it because it's so close to home. Like, oof. I can't wait to go over some of the stuff that, you know, I haven't been sitting on, but a lot of my stuff to do with Katie's son is like spread out through multiple videos and like hidden in other videos because, you know, she's come at me and I just want to hide away and get my words out, but I struggle because it's so hard on my fucking heart. And then just especially with the Without a Crystal Ball, come on brain, we're almost finished, give me some words in my mouth. Her articles that I've read, vocalizing them is the most hardest fucking thing ever because I'm like, how can a mum write that about their child? How can a mum even think that, let alone write it down and like publish it? It's and so yeah, that used to be on Mondays. I used to do Katie's articles, but then it became too much. But I think I might go back to doing Mondays just for a while, get a few more articles out that I can add before I burn out again, burn out emotionally, because it just comes too much and it starts affecting me because I don't like feeling helpless and I don't like feeling like I can't help a child, especially when I know so much about a certain child. Like I don't even have children of my own, but like there's maternal instinct to protect V. I have like way more care in me about Katie's son, I think we all do, than she has ever shown us. And that's scary because he's 12 this year. And what's even more scary is he's been on the feeding tube since he was 3.5. So she's robbed him of so much. The doctors were resistant. They didn't want him to be on a permanent feeding tube. They only wanted him to be on the feeding tube in order to build up muscle and become like fatter for his heart surgery. That's the reason he had the wheelchair as well, because he would become out of breath. Because up until 2017, like, you know, like that's when he had his heart surgery, which was, I can't remember what it is, but it's the stiffening of that valve. But it was from being born prem. And then for 5 years, they had to like build up. I don't even know. My brain is so lost. I'm at the, when I reach an end of my streams, I'm just like got no more brain power left. And I should, because V deserves my, like, you know, me to be at my best to get his story across, because Katie's not telling his story for what it is. She's taken his story and exaggerated it and made it her own so that his story benefits her. The pity party story, the survival day story, the stories that, you know, it's just so sad, man. This is a woman that has never focused on any positives in her whole life. She's negative central. And then her son, like, he's not even getting any positive seeds planted for hope that what she's telling him isn't the truth. Ooh, okay. I'm going to depart, but thanks so much, guys, for sticking it in there. No, sticking it in there. Sticking it in. What am I trying to say? Sticking it out and remaining here with me so I'm not alone going through this. But God, I butchered this last stream. But yeah, just a reminder, I'm putting the edited videos on my TikTok. So I'm taking my live reaction and then putting it with the actual video, so you didn't have to sit through all this bulldang. But I appreciate you watching the lives. But if you want me to put that long video, so it's like 10 minutes each part on YouTube, I don't know. I just really can't make up a decision. I really can't even think right now. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you watching it. Give this video a like, share it, replay crew. I will talk to you in comments. And yeah, please do consider subscribing. Come hang out with the Cactus crew as we make our way through, you know, not what Katie's doing right now. No, this is the past. I prefer the past, as further away from the present Katie as possible, because she freaks me out. Oh, have a good day, Bryson. Bryson's lab, the science lab. Oh, Renelle, your timing. You always sneak in right in the end, but I appreciate you sneaking in and saying hi. Hey, I hope you're going really well. Hope everyone's going well. You know, this crazy world out there. But you really do have your timing down. Like, it's fine. I'm better in replay. I don't know if I'll be better in replay for this. I might have to edit this live. But yeah. Did we find out anything else in this live? No, other than the cops that showed up are just lazy bastards. They are just taking Katie's word for it. They're not investigating properly. The seriousness of it is just, let's just sit, swallow everything this woman says, believe everything she says. Why can't they use their eyes, their investigative skills to notice something's a little bit off? Oh, you don't get alerts? Yeah, apparently there's something, you know how YouTube is unsubscribing people as well. Like, apparently notifications aren't going up. But someone did say in my live last week that because I got the 2 strikes on my channel, that I might not, my notifications might not be going out, because even when I post just normal videos, it's not going into the algorithm. It's only my subscribers get to see those videos, which, God, until, something happens, I don't know what's happening, but my appeal is pending and I've still got the strikes on my channel for another 30 days. So we have done 60 days so far. Fingers crossed that we don't get another strike. But even if we do, I'm prepared, Katie. I'm prepared. You made me smarter. Okay, guys. Take care. Have a good day. And I will catch you on Wednesday. And yeah, we'll go through everything about Katie's son that I have come to. I don't even know. I can't get my words out. My brain has left the party. And now it's time for my mouth. See you guys. Take care.